Today is Proverbs 22. I'm reading this on the Message translation, so you can read however you want to. The cure comes through discipline. Now what does he mean by that? The cure comes through discipline. Discipline how? Your whole life you've been disciplined. You've been disciplined by your mom, your daddy, your siblings. If you went to the military, you were disciplined by that. We have to live disciplined lives. Why? Because there cannot be chaos and be successful. There's laws. Laws are discipline. We have laws of man, we have laws of God.
That's true.
And most people don't do a whole lot with men's laws, especially driving or doing other things. People are selfish, most people. Their wants outweigh your needs. It's just the way it is. And if you don't believe me, watch them drive. They cut you off. They cut in front of you. I've seen people park 4 cars behind the one in front of them. And there's 100 cars on the line. Why do they do that? Cuts cars off at the red lights. Doesn't have to do that.
Because they're entitled.
Oh, yes, they think they are. Because it's their want. They're first, you're not. And that's the selfishness that is really running the world, as you know, man. Your church is full of it.
My pet peeve is driving.
Right.
People driving.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's an example so people can put their butts in the air and you can look at it. I mean, that's what they do. They run stop signs. It's awful, but this is the life of people in our reality. They're all that way. You can find it at home. Turn the TV on and watch it. CNN, they hate Trump, then they make up stuff, and then Fox, then they go, that's not right, it's this way, and all of it's really negative. You can be right and still be negative. I know, I do it all the time. But it's true. And guess what? The negative energy that comes off of you is good for what?
Nothing.
Nothing. No thing. Nothing. So the cure comes through discipline. Discipline how? I'm disciplined because I know what I have and who I am. That's my discipline. What does that mean? I know that God has given me all things that pertain to life, this life, physical life, and godliness, the spiritual life. So I have both. I have it in both worlds. That's why when you're born again, part of you are down here, and part of you are up there in the Holy of Holies. We're at 2 places at once. Now how can you do that? Well, through quantum mechanics, they do it all the time. They found out that you can have a particle, especially an electron, and it can be here and it can be there at the same time, simultaneously. They don't know how, it blows them away, but that's true. You can do that. See that? So it is possible because it happens in nature. It's just not me blowing my horn. It happens. They've proven it. They didn't when the book was written, but they can now, and that was back in the 20s. A sterling reputation is better than what? A sterling reputation is better than
Striking it rich.
There it is, brother.
Striking it rich. Okay.
So, if you're not as wealthy as somebody next door to you, does that make that person better than you? No, it doesn't. But a reputation of being what? Honest, telling the truth, being personable, seed time and harvest. Open the door for that lady or that guy or somebody limping with a cane and they got groceries, help them put it in their car. That's what I'm talking about. Bless people. You know, what God say? Bless your neighbor as yourself. Love them. I love Ron with all my heart and soul, and it's not about what Ron has accomplished. It's because I know who Ron is. Ron the person is what I love, not Ron the accomplisher. I don't care about that. It has nothing to do with nothing to me. You see that? And I love all of you just the same. It isn't what you do, it's who you are. Remember that. It's not what you do, it's who you are. A gracious spirit is better than money in the bank. What's a spirit? A gracious spirit is better than money. That spirit is you. That's what he's talking about. You are a spiritual being. You also have a soul and you also live in a body. You're triune, there's 3 of you. but there's one of you, just like God. He's the triune being. See that? A spirit is better than money. Why? Because the spirit can get anything it wants if it understands who it is and what it has. If you need money and you're a spiritual being, you don't go rob a bank. You believe and receive and celebrate the end from the beginning. Oh, hallelujah. Give God a prayer offering of celebration that all my needs are met. I'm out of debt and I've got more to store. Hallelujah. Something like that. That's what I'm talking about. When you do that, what are you doing? You're sending that energy of prosperity where? Into reality, into the life that you live. And what happens? Seed time and harvest. What you planted will come
Now,
back.
does that attract something
Yes.
that is already up there?
Lack attracts like.
So that stuff that's already up there that you're attracting, where does that come from?
All the laws of what? Probabilities. What are they? They're not probable until you choose. They're improbability.
And it's good to think about them not being up there, but they're right here.
Right.
They're right there in the unseen, just over the edge and right here.
However you want to do
I like
it.
that.
It's gonna move.
I like to open the
It's gonna move them right over here, out of the unseen into the seen.
But we're living the life that we've chosen to live right now this day because of our
Right.
perceptions.
So the light that attracts light is, you've got the light in here and the light.
In your
And
heart,
so
yeah.
you want to attract it. Why do you want to attract it if you already got it?
You want other people to be
Ah.
like you. Bless your neighbor. You want him to have the same that you have.
Okay.
You want to bless your neighbor. It's not about selfishness. It's not about just being you. It's about being,
Yeah, I understand that, but if I'm sending it out,
you have to.
that's what I want to do. I want to send it out.
It doesn't matter if you want to or not, you do. You have
Okay.
to, because your heart beats. If your heart's beating, you physically, yeah.
You physically send it out, whether you're conscious or unconscious.
That's why God made you, yes. The heart, every time the heart beats, it sends out an encoded energy wave, which is 4,000 times stronger than what comes from your brain, and it sends that wave up. That's why when you walk in a room and you don't like that person, but you've never met that person, so how do you know you don't like him? Because you're reading the energy coming off his heart or her heart. We all got it.
Yeah.
And you've used that before, I know. Everybody has. Well, that's the same thing, but you can do it on command.
And you can start beaming love to that person, and they'll either receive it or they'll move away.
You have to have to, because like attracts like.
Uh-huh.
That's why you send what? Life, light, and love out, speak it before you do anything. Before you go into a meeting, when you go into a building, you're in a car, in here, you bless the situation before you get into the situation. See that? Hallelujah. The rich and the poor shake hands as equals. God made them both. Not about your money. The rich and the poor shake hands as equals. God made them both. God made the just and unjust. When it rains, does it rain on the just and unjust equally? Yes.
Yeah.
What he's talking about. See, God is not a discerner. He doesn't pick you over you because you jump through the hoops, and he doesn't. He doesn't do that. He gave everybody all things. When Jesus died on the cross, what did he do?
Now, the rich and the poor, but God looks at everybody as rich.
He can, yes.
Since
We're the only
Jesus
ones that
died-
determine that.
Huh?
We're the only one that determines that.
Right, but he looks at everybody as rich.
God only sees you as in a spirit form that's perfect.
Okay.
That's how God sees you. He has to go through Jesus to filter out, which Jesus, he filtered it out. He has to. Because we're not all in that same
Okay, so
level of understanding.
It's not rich or poor, he just looks at us as perfect.
Yeah, we're spirit. He doesn't see his flesh, he sees his spirit.
Right.
His spirit's perfect. If you choose to be. But God doesn't even do that. He just sees everybody. He sees everybody as a spirit being.
But then we harmonize with him when we choose to agree with him.
Yes, we have the choice. That's what makes us do more things than Jesus did. He said, you can do more things than me because we get to choose. You can have life or death. Spirit, life, and death is in the power of the tongue, which has generated the words. That's why you want good words, not bad words, and they come from where? The thought. The emotion creates a thought, and all that. The prudent person sees trouble coming and ducks. A simpleton walks in blindly and is clobbered.
Now, is that guy breathing energy?
Maybe the guy got clobbered then.
Or he'd be ducking.
That's right. Haven't you ever didn't see something coming, but you knew it was coming, it was going to hit you, and if you didn't move before it hit you? Okay. So you're worried to breathe the energy. Same thing. I mean, it's out there. You get to do this. You've done it before, unconsciously thinking about it, but it's there. That's what I'm talking about. We've all done it, but you can do it all the time if you so wish. The payoff for meekness is fear of God, and it's not being afraid of God, it's what? Trusting, worshiping the fear of God. There's plenty and honor. The payoff is the meekness and the fear of God is plenty and honor and a satisfying life. The payoff of honoring God is satisfying life, is plenty, it's payoff. And meekness doesn't mean that you're just like a little mouse, you're running around, you're scared of everything. That's not what meekness means. It means you choose not to commit a physical action against somebody else. Even though you're justified by the laws of man, you don't do that. That's meekness. If you were breaking into my house and I had my gun, I'd shoot you. Is that meek? No, but I'd do it anyway. That's just who I am. Not telling you guys to do that. That's who I am. I'd shoot you. I'd kill you because I know how to shoot a gun. But I was in the military, and it's a .45, and it's a semi-automatic. So I would blow you away. I'd put a hole in you bigger than your fist.
Sure.
The perverse travel a dangerous road, potholed and mud slick. If you know what's good for you, stay clear of it. Do we have perverse decisions that we make sometimes in our lives? Then what happens? We suffer the consequences. And we've all made those perverse decisions. Sometimes it's cost you a bunch of money. Sometimes it costs you a probationer. Sometimes it costs you a good friend, which really wasn't a good friend to start with, but you thought he was, or she was, or what. That's what I'm talking about.
It always costs you energy.
Yes, you write a check, period. Every thought you have, you write a check. The perverse traveler. So you don't want to travel that or make that decision to go that way if you don't know what that way is. And we've all done it out of what?
Pride.
Pride. Yes. Oh, I've been here before, I've done this before, I've done this for many years, I've made a lot of money doing this, and I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Then what happens? The note's called, and you ain't got the money.
That's it.
Been there, done that.
Put down there.
That's why I came to Georgia. Hallelujah. Point your kids in the right direction. When they're old, they won't be lost. We all have kids, and hopefully they know what's right and wrong. You get to show them through persuasion, of love, on how to make that, because it's all about their decisions. We don't get to make decisions for them after they get to an age of accountability. They do. And I can say that my daughter has made a lot of stupid things going on, done some stupid stuff, but she's at an age now that she does the right. And she's teaching her 3 kids how to make the right decisions. So I'm really proud of her.
They gotta choose.
Yeah, when they get to a certain age, but growing up, yeah. And generally it's about 11, 12, 13 years old, they've got about all you're going to be able to give them. Then they start making their own decisions. Because their state of mind is in a beta state, which is what we're in right now. There's no more make-believe going on like it was when they were 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. The poor are always ruled over by the rich. So don't borrow or put yourself under their power. What's that telling you?
Don't go creepy.
Don't borrow money if you can. The poor is always ruled over by the rich. Why? Because the poor has to borrow something to live, and it's usually money or a place to live. That's why you don't want, if you can, I mean, they're not saying don't, it's just if you don't have to borrow money, don't. Because that what does that make you?
Slave.
Yes,
Slave.
you do.
Now,
Yes. Go ahead.
just in business, if you can get onto a note where you're not liable, in other words, let's say your asset, will loan you money, the asset holds its collateral.
Yeah.
Would that be a debtor or not?
Depends on if you personally guarantee that.
What he's
It
saying,
Plus-
wouldn't be personal guarantee.
Then no.
Strictly the asset.
No, that would be the asset. If you lose it because you can't repay, then you lost the asset, but you've given them value for value.
Right,
Now, there can't be any mortgages on that property, you know.
right.
Yeah. Yes,
can't be what?
mortgage on the property has to be paid for.
Oh, yeah.
If you're giving it to them, you can't pay the debt, and you're gonna give them the piece of whatever it was that you put up, it needs to be free. Because you don't own that property. You're renting it.
Well, if you have, if what he's saying, if you have an asset such as real estate
Yeah.
and you mortgage it to the bank,
That's, okay. And then
but
you-
it's not, you're not personally liable,
Yes,
it's non-recourse.
right.
So if they come and you can't make the payment, they get the
You
land.
forfeit the land for the payment.
Right,
Yeah, but you're giving value for value.
okay.
Or if you're like Smith Golf, you can guarantee the top half.
Yeah.
If they'll do it, then you're just personally guaranteeing the top half.
What's the top half?
If the property's a $100,000 property, you're just guaranteeing 50. So if they can't get 50, they're just guaranteeing the bottom half.
Okay.
Because if they can't get 50 out of it, then
Then come after him.
he'll take care of that little.
That bottom part.
He's hedging his bets, and that's sin. I'm sorry, that's not
That's
we're
what?
talking- That's sin. That's what we're talking about. You're manipulating. You're choosing how you want to do it.
Well, the bank's choosing how they want to do it, can't you negotiate with them?
Whatever, I ain't going to get in an argument with you. But if it's paid for.
Lloyd's sentiment there was just because it was Smith Golf.
He said it's somebody else.
I know John. John's not gonna take he's gonna, never mind. The poor always rules over the rich, we did that. Whoever sows sin reaps weeds. And bullying angers,
Sputters.
wow, I'm reading it backwards. Bullying, anger,
Sputters.
sputters into nothing.
Bullying.
Bullying, yeah, bullying.
Mellowing? What does it say? You have it on yours on there, Ed?
Whoever sows,
Message, yeah, he said,
whoever sows sin reaps weeds. What comes around goes around. So seed time and
yeah,
harvest.
seed time, like.
And if you're bullying in anger, what's it do? Sputters into nothing. It won't work.
Bullying.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not from Oklahoma. I
That
can say
means yelling or something.
That could be good, that could be not so good. Generous hands are blessed hands. What does that mean? You're giving. When you're generous, you're giving. What, is it better to receive or give?
Get to you.
Why?
Because that's what God did.
because you're sowing seeds.
Oh, because you always have something to give.
Right.
And when you receive it, you only receive it once. Whatever it
That's
is.
true too.
See, it's multiplication.
Right. Okay.
Hallelujah. Because they give bread to the poor. You can give anything to the poor. They're just using bread there. Knock out the troublemakers and things will quiet down. That's what Trump's doing.
What, that is sure
That
true.
is so true.
You need a break from bickering and griping, because if you're sowing what? Negativity, what are you gonna get back? Negativity, see? Arguing and griping, you're doing nothing more than filling the atmosphere that you live in full of what? Negative energy. What are you gonna get back? Negative energy. It can come back in many forms. God loves the pure-hearted and well-spoken. Good leaders also delight in their friendship. If you want to be a friendship with somebody, be a like-minded individual. That's what you want to be friends with. You can be acquaintance with a lot of different folks, but somebody that you really, God loves the pure-hearted and well-spoken. Good leaders also delight in their friendships, because to be a leader, you've got to have good friendships. You have to. Hallelujah. God guards knowledge with a passion, but he'll have nothing to do with deception. Deception's what? A lie. God will have nothing to do with a lie, because there's no truth in it, and God is truth. Hallelujah. See all that? Got any questions? The loafer says there's a lion on the loose. If I go outside, I'll be eaten alive. That's his excuse for not doing nothing. A mouth of a whore is a bottomless pit. I used to pay $25 to see that. A long time ago.
It's the Oriental one.
I didn't ever do cross that path. You'll fall in that pit if you're on the outs with God. You make that decision while you were military overseas. Yeah. Young people are prone to foolishness and fads.
Yes.
The cure comes through tough-minded discipline. You know, foolish, you ever see, I'm going to say it anyway. If anybody has a tattoo, I think it's stupid. I think all tattoos are stupid. I don't know if you got any or not, but it's still stupid. My daughter has a tattoo, and it's stupid. She knew it.
Now, did you talk to her back?
Yes, I did. But she was grown. She was in her 20s.
Okay, so what was your,
I got pissed.
so it wasn't logical, the reason why she
No,
should?
I was totally pissed.
It was already done.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He wasn't gonna let you know I'm gonna do it.
No, like I said, she was crazy. She was a cuckoo there for a while. She was running, nightlife. She was the head bartender at Food 101, and she ran the bar, and she was making $100,000 a month almost in there. Undeclared dog. I mean, it was. But she wore herself out because she was in the fast lane. You're 20 whatever years old. And anyway. But she had to learn it. I couldn't tell her. I couldn't teach her. She knew who God was. I think she was born again. But it doesn't matter. She got into a fad. That's what we're talking about. Foolishness and fads. Prone to that when you're young, you're pretty much stupid. Boys don't know who they are until they're about 33.
When Rachel went to Mexico when she was in high school, Beverly said, no tattoos and no marijuana. So she came back with a nice little wreath around her big toe tattoo. And she said, you gave me some instructions, so I chose the best of the options. No marijuana, but I got a little tattoo on my toe.
When the 5G comes out, all that ink that's in those tattoos are going to be attracted to the tower.
5G?
Very toxic.
Very
Now
tough.
say that again.
Say it again, what is it?
When the 5Gs come out, your cell phones are on 4Gs. It's on the 4G network. They got 5Gs coming out. 5Gs is like 10,000 times stronger than a 4G.
Okay, so what does that do to the
It sucks.
It's the ink that's in the tattoo.
And
It's a lot more toxic.
And the inks are made out of what? Minerals, rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to suck
So
it
what
out.
is it gonna do?
It's going to suck it out of the skin.
Suck the tattoo out?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that
what
might
I
be
get rid of
good.
it.
Pardon?
That might be good.
Well, you're going to hear a lot of hollering. You mean, how many people around that got tattoos? I mean, they're all over them. I mean, Stallone's got them on his shoulders in different colors. It's stupid. Jesus said you don't mark your body. You don't,
That's in Deuteronomy, isn't it?
yeah, Old Testament, I don't know what, but yes. And he told you not to. I didn't, and I was in the Navy. Most everybody in the Navy that was a lifer had tattoos.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't, I promised my mother I wouldn't, but I never even come close. I didn't want to do that. Anyway, yeah. The towers are the 5G towers, in the old towers, they can't go through a wall.
Okay.
Easy, these 5Gs, like nothing. We're EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies,
So we shouldn't get the 5G.
you can't help it, it's already here.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing about it.
It's gonna get very intense the next 6 months.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because they're getting everybody on 5G or on their phones. In other words, your reception, you won't be able to get emails unless you're on it
You're right, he's right. Yeah.
in about a year.
That's how they stop it.
So
this,
learning
so
to-
the radiation's gonna amp up from things. That's when you wanna get a demagnetizer from your phone that takes all the radiation.
Oh, is that what that does?
But it's only for the phone. We live in a sea of EMFs. Lights,
Where do you get
The
those?
light or different things. Oh, you can go to any herbal store.
Okay.
they sell them on Amazon too.
But it takes 90% of electromagnetic wave into that cell.
Okay.
they need to learn to defrag.
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm defragging.
We'll talk about that later, holiday.
Yep. But you know, spiritually, we can detox ourselves from that.
Yeah, magnetic energy of the earth will suck it out of you, yeah. We talked, I got, he got here.
Oh, yeah, man, we into defragging.
We've been there for years. That's why these are tinted glasses, because the electromagnetic energy coming off this screen, it blocks 95% of it. I don't wear glasses, these are just yellow tinted.
You know,
Yeah, it blocks it,
wow.
yeah.
I got my blockers now.
And that's simple, you can, I got these off of the internet for that $10, but it blocks. The energy that comes through here that lights, the electricity runs in 60 cycles in houses in America. We're running on 100 cycles. That's what our body does. So guess what that means? Static. That's just by being here, we're being depleted. What are you paying? What are you writing? Water, which you are 70% water, 80% depending on what you say. This is sucking the moisture out of you. That's why most people are dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, you don't make electricity. We're electric beings. That's what we run. We run on electricity by the mitochondria. And we can get into that later. They hear me bitch about this all the time.
Unbelievable.
We don't pay attention to it anymore, do we?
That's why I hydrate and defrag.
I want to talk to you sometime about being grounded.
Yeah, it's
If you're on
7.8.
concrete and you're barefooted,
Sand in the beach is better, but yes.
say the beach is better.
Yes,
But
yeah.
if you're on concrete,
It works, yeah.
it works also.
Yes.
But you gotta be barefoot.
Yeah, anything but asphalt. Asphalt won't work because it's
It
clogged.
burns your feet anyway.
Well, it's chemical. It's made out of oil. That's why it's organic.
Gotta stand in the dirt.
Standing, best way you detox your body is walk on the edge of the beach for that water. There's a huge wave that's going. That's why people do foot detoxes. I don't know if you've ever seen a foot detox, but basically they're putting salt water in water, putting 2 poles on either side, and starting all the toxins out of your body. But you do it naturally, just walking on the beach.
You've got a place in your foot. Ouch, right there. And that's where it goes into, that's where you get defrag from, is right there. And that's the best place you can receive energy in your body.
But the thing you need to do, if you do a foot detox, you need to immediately replace it with minerals. You need a huge mineral influx, because it takes everything out of it.
Just like distilled
I'll
water.
be doing that starting Saturday. Be down at Miramar Beach.
Yeah. All you do is walk in the
I'll be
sand, let
walking
the
in the
water
sand,
run
and
in.
I'll be having raw oysters at the same time.
Hey,
Right in.
Where do
best food you can eat.
Huh?
We're gonna eat the oysters. I'll meet you. How about the boathouse? The boathouse is the best place.
Yeah, that may, you know where Embassy Suites is? Right, that's where we're staying.
Oh, well, you're just right there.
Right, we're right across and there's I don't remember the name of it, that could be it.
No, the boathouse is up on the harbor. Go
Now-
ahead, go ahead.
Call me if you're gonna be down there now, we'll be,
I live down there.
I'll take you to Captain Anderson's.
No, I wanna go to the boathouse.
Exploit the poor or glad hand the rich. Exploit the poor or glad hand the rich. Whichever. You'll end up the poor for it. Anybody ever glad hand the rich? You know what that means?
Is that a bribe, or what the glad hand means that you just affiliate only with?
Yeah, glad hand. Oh, brother, it's good to say, oh, I love you. Yeah, you're shaking their hand, you're giving them attention because of their money, not themselves. You're glad.
That's a huge sin that I see in the church,
Oh, yeah.
you know, a big way.
Oh, yeah.
We only affiliate with this class of people.
We have to, because we can't lower ourselves to come down to where you are, because we're better than you because we have more money or whatever. Yeah, that is, you're taking God out of the equation, you're not loving your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
Yes, hallelujah. These are sagas. These are little sayings that I'm going to read off. There's 30 of them, but there's only 5 on here. Don't move back the boundary lines. We all have lines of boundaries. This is the season of what? What season we're in? Because there's our seasons in, and it's not winter, summer, fall, and all that. I'm talking about seasons. That's how we work. We're in seasons of what? I just told you guys.
I'm in the championship season.
Yeah, you're always there. What did I call this season? Signs and wonders. It's a season of signs and wonders. That doesn't mean you're running around doing above us. That means sign of a season. Could you give a lady a drink of water if she was thirsty? That'd be a miracle. That would be signs and wonders, right? That's what I'm talking about. Or you let somebody pull in front of you. It's a season of sign and wonder. You're letting her go. You're giving your place to this person. See that? That's what I'm talking about. Look for people because they're out there. I opened the door for a lady this morning because she was walking too fast. She outwalked me. I told her to slow down so I could open the door for her. But that's what I'm talking about. Seasons. We're in a season. We're in a season. We're in a season. Now, listen carefully to my wisdom. Take to heart what I teach you. You'll treasure it, its sweetness deep within. You'll give it bold expression in your speech. To make sure your foundation is trust in God. Make sure your foundation is trust in God. I'm laying it all out right now just for you. I'm giving you 30 sterling principles, tested guidelines to live by. Believe me, these are truths that work and will keep you accountable to those who sent you. I only got 5, so I have to do this next week. Don't walk on the poor just because they're poor. And don't use your position to crush the weak, because God will come to their defense. The life you took, He'll take from you and give it back to them. So if you take anything in dishonesty, and it doesn't matter what it is, it could be money, it could be clothes, it could be whatever it is. If you take it for the reason of satisfying yourself and not God, then He says He'll take it from you and give it back to them. So law of reciprocity. Don't hang out with angry people. Don't keep company with hotheads, except for me. Bad temper is contagious. Don't get infected. When you get mad and you lose your temper, what have you done? You're living in a state of chaos, and there's no God in chaos. Don't gamble on the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and we've all done that, betting on a come. Hawking your house against a lucky chance. The time will come when you have to pay up. You'll be left with nothing but the shirt on your back. Loudmouth ladies. Don't stealthily move back the boundary lines. Don't move them back. Staked out long ago by your ancestors. These lines are here because your ancestors put them here. don't move your boundaries back. What does that mean to us today in the 21st century? Don't sacrifice your belief system because it's a fad or it's something that would benefit you today. See that? That's a decision. It's a perception. Don't do it. Remember who you are and what you have. Don't sacrifice a truth by selecting something that's physical. And we all do it all the time. Observe people who are good at their work. Skilled workers are always in demand and admired. They don't take a backseat to anyone. If that's what God is, and that's what you want to do that. Be that. You don't have to be the leader of the pack. You can still be that person in the middle of the pack. God said, look, I'll make everybody number one. Believe it. It got nothing to do with what the world system says. We've employed, how do I want to put this? Competition. We've employed a competition in this world to see who's number one. And that's not right, because we're all number one. Why do you think you use sports? Because we don't have gladiators anymore.
No, sports, yeah.
I play golf not to win, I play golf because I like hitting a golf ball. I could care less what my score is. I just like playing. I like to bowl. I don't bowl to be number one, I just bowl. But that's up to you. I mean, look, we've all been built in with competition. I was in competition ever since, because I was bigger than everybody ever since I was born. Most everybody, not everybody. But that, I don't do that anymore. I got tired of that very early. There's no reason for me to want to kill you or stomp you or hurt you. That's not who I am. But that's up to you. During the war, what do you do? What did we do? We killed them, because that's what we were told to do. There's nothing wrong with that. We followed an order. I would kill somebody trying to break in or hurt my family or hurt me or break into my house or steal my car, I'd shoot them right now. Nothing about it. I'm not going to hubba bubba.
Right to defend ourselves.
Huh?
Yeah, we have a right to defend ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's scriptural.
Yes, it's also in man's law. But if man's law conflicts with God's law, I follow God's law all the time. I don't follow man. And some of the laws that man have are stupid. Just like they're stupid people. So, but once again, that's my decision, not yours. You get to choose. It's perception on what you deal with. But always remember, every time you consider an effort, a perception, and you follow it, you're writing an energy check to go do it. We write energy checks all the time. Every thought, which is generated by an emotion, which you turn into a word, and you speak that word, you just wrote an energy check. And there's only so many energy checks a day you can write. Because if you run out of energy, what do you have to do? You got to eat, you got to drink, you got to put that back in, that fuel back into you. And your body breaks it down, goes into the blood, because life is in the blood. And then it fulfills and grows the organs in your system, which renews your energy. So don't think you're going to get out scot-free, you don't. You're writing energy checks, if you believe it or not, you're still doing it. That's why you get tired sometimes at night. It's not like you can't think anymore, you get tired. You're just physically, mentally tired. Why? You're out of energy.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way it is.
How come you wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just wide awake?
Because you're 75 years old and you got to take a piss.
Well, I do that.
That's exactly right.
I do too. Lunch during the night.
Work your big muscles out, and then they'll be metabolizing in the night and you'll stay asleep.
It's your hormone deficit.
Your hormone.
Yeah, go suck on a rock, is what he's saying. Get those vitamins. Look, we've talked about this before, and you still don't do it. You do some of it, but if you're not going to do it all the time, you're going to suffer. So it's simple. We don't get to eat candy bars out of there and, eat Fritos. That's a choice we make, but, and then we don't go home, and we don't do this, and we don't do that. That's what I'm talking about. And you don't drink enough water, although you're probably drinking some distilled water,
Oh, yeah.
but not what you should be doing. But you're gonna suffer.
You drink wine, green tea, coffee, it's diuretic.
Yeah,
For every cup you drink of it, you drink 5 of water, count back.
green tea, and it doesn't matter if it's black or gray or whatever, it comes from the ground and it sucks aluminum out of the ground. So that's the best source for aluminum that you can do. So when you drink tea, where's all that aluminum going? It's in the plant. Goes to your brain. What do they call the source of
Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's? Living in the brain. That's just one of the points. So that's what I'm saying. There's a discipline that none of us do all the time, but you can extend your life by doing something. You walk all the time, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
All of us should do that. Anything, any questions? I know you guys are tugging at the bread to get out of here. You got any more questions? Because I'm gonna turn this off.
No more questions.
No more questions.